What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So it's Friday, it's the weekend, we made it. Congratulations if you stuck it out during this insanely wild and crazy week that we had for Bitcoin, not just price-wise, but also fundamentals. We got Libra in the news. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin. Definitely been a wild roller coaster. If you're new to crypto, get used to it because this is what we do every single day. And if you're looking at this saying, oh my God, Bitcoin is down today, yes, we're down 0.82%, but don't forget we pumped 15% yesterday. You can see right here on ByBit, we were down at around 9,263 and pumped all the way up to $10,800. That was pretty incredible. That was a massive, massive jump. Congratulations to anybody that was able to trade this. I'm sure you had a very good day yesterday, but the question is, where are we headed? Well, some people are speculating that this could be possibly what the next week looks like for Bitcoin. Just kidding. Obviously, this is the infamous Bart Simpson pattern, right? But we do want to talk about what is going on. Lots of stuff happening. What is the response from these people, with what is happening with Libra and Bitcoin? And also, I want to talk about Tom Lee. Now, we know he's a pretty famous perma bull. He's having a little bit of a panic, wondering if Donald Trump will ban Bitcoin. Not saying that he will, but it's a possibility. And what would happen? Because don't forget, right now, BitMEX might be in some trouble, right? They're getting looked into by the CFTC. So we're going to talk about that today, guys. And if that sounds good to you, well, that's exactly why you subscribe to the Crypto Zombie channel, because we do this every single day. And you guys know Monday is the Ledger Nano S giveaway. Now, let's have a look at, not this. So let's give this a quick refresh live. Let's see what's going on. Bitcoin dominance was at 65.6%. Bitcoin dominance went up. So Bitcoin dominance is going up again. This is interesting. So it looks like we're heading back up. We peaked around 70%, pulled back. We're still under a $300 billion market cap. We do have some big gainers today. Wax is up 40%. Japan Content, Ren, Basic Attention, Crypto.com, Neo, Agrisha, Elf, Lambda. So pretty nice day in crypto all around. We are having some gains in the altcoins. We are having some gains in Bitcoin. Looking like a little bit of a sell right now. And the shorts are taking over again, so it looks like people are anticipating that we're going to go down. Now, why are people anticipating that we're going to go even lower? Let's talk about this, because there's a lot of things on the charts right now that are signaling that Bitcoin wants to go lower, right? But yesterday we had that fake out, so a lot of people that had shorts that got liquidated, well, they got fooled. I put out a video, actually, guys. If you don't, where is it? Right here. I said Bitcoin bear trap or 8.5K. Be careful, smart money knows what they're doing. And this video came out before that pump. So the thing is you got to look at what the smart money is doing, okay? If everyone says we're going down and everyone's shorting and everyone thinks we're going to get wrecked, well, then they're probably going to long and pump the price, right? Because that's how they make money. That's how these markets are designed. Well, here's the thing that people are looking at right now, and you're seeing that you actually have the 50 average moving below the 100 and potentially coming here with another, they call this a death cross. Now, keep in mind, this is on the 4-hour chart, so this isn't exactly, if you zoom out, we're still fine. But on the lower time frames, this is not a good thing, and this does signal that we want to put in lower lows. So that's why a lot of people are worried about what's happening right now. Now, the thing is if we get rid of these crazy peaks that we had, these really exuberant moments, and even this little dip where we kind of came out, you'll notice that we've been trading inside this zone for quite a while now, and it's pretty apparent at this point that with the exception of these few breakout moments, we have some pretty incredible resistance. You can see right here, here. Okay, then we had our breakout. It was support for, just a couple days. Then it became resistance, and finally we hit resistance again, guys. So where are we going to go from here? Well, if we can't break out, because we're really at this critical level right here, you see this $10,700 level, we need to get above this and sit above this line in order to actually be bullish. But if not, well, then we could potentially keep bouncing around here, go lower. And that would bring us down to about $9,344. Now, the thing is, if we were to go to the end of this wedge, that would be around August 5th. However, I would anticipate a potential breakout or breakdown sooner than that. But you can see we've clearly formed this. It's a downwards trend. Look, we just keep bouncing back and forth. And the thing is this purple line right here is the trend line dating all the way back to 2012 that we charted. It's that massive, massive trend line that we've been looking at. And once we got above it back here, things became pretty bullish for Bitcoin, right? So the thing I wanted to mention is that we may end up touching this line again. And if we do currently, that's around $8,200, okay? But a lot of people are calling for the $8,500 level because of the CME futures. We're going to get to that in just a second. So if we were to fall down into this region potentially and bounce around, well, we could accumulate for quite some time. We would basically accumulate for the rest of the year, which would be awesome. I would love to be able to get Bitcoin at these prices, until the end of the year before having a major breakout, maybe around actually October, Halloween, actually, October 31st. So that is a possibility, right? There's another way we can look at it too. If you're just going to base it off these two trends that touched right here at the peak and where we had this solid candle, this is not as extreme, okay? So this actually indicates that we could bounce up around in this area a little bit more. But the thing I want you to pay attention to is, this right here. And this is the 21 EMA moving average. And you can see that currently we literally just touched it and pulled back. So this is showing that we are having some serious resistance against this trend, right? Also, I had my blue box region here. For me, this was my sort of blue sky zone, right? We get into this box, we're going to go higher. Well, we're honestly actually just sitting right in the bottom of it. So we are technically at the bottom of the zone, but I want to see us break out of this zone before I start getting majorly bullish again. I'm long-term bullish, don't get me wrong, but short-term, there's obviously chances for turbulence, right? Now, here's the thing right here. You do have this CME's futures gap that never got filled. We've been talking about this on the channel. I'm not going to repeat it again, but if we were to go down to that level, in order to close this gap, we would have to go down to about $8,500. We talked about this a lot of times. Now, here's the thing, though, that kind of makes me think that we won't go that low, okay? But then again, history doesn't have to repeat itself. Now, if we look back at all of the historical drops that we had during the entire bull market of actually late 2016 into early 2017, and we look at all the major drops, we can see it's very common to have drops of about 40%, 30 to 40%, right? We have a 40% here, 40%, another 34, 35, 37, 41, 33. And then obviously we had that massive, we clearly fell 84% during the entire bear market. But the thing is none of them really went any higher. The highest here on the chart is 41.3%, right? So these are the levels that we've been looking at on the chart. Now, here's the thing. If we were to just look at where we've fallen so far, okay, we fell from, around 13,954. Let's go to the low because that's the best way to really look at this, right? We went all the way down almost 35%, and that was in about 20 days. So it took us 20 days to fall about 35%. Now, here's the thing. If we were to actually go all the way down to the critical zone, way down here, and this is the, the 80, where's the 85 right here? Yeah, I mean, you're looking at about a 40% drop. Now, that wouldn't be out of the cards because we've had 40% drops before. So if we were to close the gap, that would pretty much fall in line with what we're used to, which is these 40% pullbacks. But if you think we have to go lower to some of this insane resistance down here in this red box, well, now you're talking a 46%, decrease, which, guys, I'm not saying that we can't do it. I'm just saying we've never done it before. So that's pretty crazy, right? I'm not talking about all the way back 2013, 2014. I'm talking about the most recent run-up that we had. So, it's not possible, but, it's not plausible. It's not probable, but it is possible. But you can see right here, looking at some of these key levels, the next one would be 9,900. If we were to go lower than that, we'd have 9,295. Then we would have 8,700. Then we would close the gaps. And then we have these really low levels of 8,000 and 7,400. But I don't think we're going to go that low, guys, just to be completely honest with you. I do think we can close the CME's futures gap. I don't believe we're going to go... if we go lower than 8,000, it might just be like a quick wick or something like that, right? So that's the situation. But why is the dominance still pulling back? Are the altcoins ready to blast off? Well, that is a question a lot of people have been asking. And, it was interesting because we were talking about how the altcoins are following this really insane pattern that they've been following since way back here, basically in 2014. And look at this right here, guys. If we actually zoom in right here, look, you could see that we actually touched the trend and we started going back up. So, that's pretty interesting to see how that actually worked out. There's a few theories on it. This is, by the way, Twitter. Do you guys like the new Twitter? It just forced me to update. I can't tell if I like it or not. Maybe it's just because it's new. You know what I mean? But, So anyway, you have the crypto fam over here, and they're talking about why another alt season absolutely will happen. You can see right here, they talk about when the alt seasons happen, the infamous falls, right? So scrolling down here, they go on to talk about it. If you guys are interested, and one thing they were pointing out was when alt season actually happened the last time, they were talking about coins that were really random, that weren't like top coins, that would just pump, and they all pumped at the same time. So that was bringing us into a bit of a conspiracy, which is this Bitcoin manipulation theory. Now, this came out a year ago, and basically what this is talking about these guys pumping coins, also pumping coins that were under $1 and under $10 at one point. A lot of different crazy patterns we've had in the history of Bitcoin and altcoins. But the thing they point out is that a lot of these newer people, when they come into the space, when we do get that second wave of retail investors, if these people are not educated, right, they're not going to understand that, just because, Ripple is 30 something cents or something, that doesn't mean that like it has a better chance of getting to $1 faster or something like that. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because it's all based on circulating supply multiplied by price. So the price of a coin has nothing. I remember when I first got into crypto, I actually bought some Dogecoin because I didn't know much about the markets, right? Where's Doge anyway down here? So I bought some Dogecoin. And so Dogecoin is 0.003 cents, right? Now, I didn't know anything about market cap when I first started, and I just thought to myself, my goodness, if I could just buy enough of these Dogecoins, if they ever go to $1, I'll be a multi-millionaire. That was my logic until somebody had to break it to me the hard way. That's not how market cap works, right? So you may see an alt season accidentally, almost because if we do have that retail bubble, if we do surpass the all-time high, we go above 20K, well, then these guys might all come rushing in. They might not know the difference, and they might just start buying coins that are cheap, right? Like scrolling down here, they might just go like, what is this? Leo's $1.25. Well, that's way cheaper than Bitcoin. Bitcoin's too expensive, right? So that's basically that situation moving forward. Now, let's talk about BitMEX potentially being in some trouble. Let's talk about how that could affect cryptocurrency, especially us. We're U.S. citizens, right? Some of us are at least. So this is an issue. What's going on? Well, essentially they're just looking in and seeing if they allowed, Americans to trade on BitMEX, which we already know the answer. Yes, they did, right? Because they just basically geo-block, right? It's the same thing that, Binance Dex does. It's just, you could go to the website. I'm on the website right now. I'm in the United States. How is this possible, right? It's because they just geo-block it, right? They don't do KYC, AML. And you might be saying to yourself, well, not AML, KYC. But you might be saying, well, don't these guys have to do it? I mean, I don't know. BitMEX is owned and operated by HDR Global Trading Limited, which is registered in, I am not actually 100% sure how to pronounce this. Seychelles. Okay. So they're located in Seychelles. So despite having many of its clients in the US, the exchange will likely make the case that it lies outside of the CFTC's jurisdiction. So maybe they don't have to, right? I mean, hey, we're blocking IPs from the US, right? So that's basically that situation, but that's not really the problem for me. I mean, because I'm from New York. I'm technically not allowed to do anything. I don't even know how I'm allowed to have this channel. I'm surprised they haven't shut it down by now. But the real thing that I think most people are concerned about, now this is Nouriel Roubini. I'm not really a fan of this guy. They call him Dr. Doom. He gets paid to literally come to conferences and talk smack about Bitcoin. Like, he gets paid to be a bear, which is ridiculous, right? I want to get paid to just hate on something, right? Anyway, so he says, insiders at BitMEX Racket told me that the internal trading group followed the order flow and bets against clients to liquidate them and profit from it, and they use overloads to wrecked you more, as if a dealer at the casino who knows your cards was allowed to bet against you to wrecked you. I don't know why he keeps saying wrecked, because that's not the right tense, but long story short, I will tell you what, I've never personally used BitMEX, but I have heard a lot of horror stories. Maddie Greenspan from eToro sent out an email this morning saying that he's been liquidated or had system overloads, right? A lot of people losing money. So that is a problem. That is a situation moving forward. So to be completely honest with you guys, that's why I use ByBit, And yeah, I mean, US citizen, use a VPN. If you don't feel comfortable, don't. I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? But the opportunity's here. I'm not going to sit back and not take this opportunity while the regulators are too busy trying to figure out what they're trying to do. There's money to be made, lots of money to be made, as long as you're safe and you don't use stupid high leverage, right? So my point being with this whole, what's going on with BitMEX and all this other stuff, that's Binance. But my point is, Yeah, listen, if these guys are going to do shady things and there's stuff that's going on in the background and we do find out that BitMEX is betting against their customers and they are intentionally liquidating people and they are intentionally wrecking people, well, then we will boycott and we'll move to something that's better. The same way that people moved from Bittrex to Binance, right? Back when Bittrex was, kind of being silly with their games, they weren't distributing their Neo gas to everyone, right? So they went over to Binance. That's exactly what's happening right now. People are getting sick of the games from BitMEX and they're moving over to ByBit. And you know what, guys? If ByBit starts acting silly and they start playing some games, well, then we'll move on to the next one. And that's the power of, having a choice. So it sucks that, it's not regulated. It sucks for US citizens. And I get it, right? There is some fear. But at the same time, you do have a choice. And the idea of owning your own money, being decentralized, when you get into crypto, you're taking that responsibility. You are your own bank. Do I agree with 100x leverage? No way. That's insane, guys. That's suicide. I think it's more of just a gimmick, honestly, like more of just a gimmick, really. Like, 100x, right? Don't ever use 100x. But anyway, long story short, yeah, listen, guys, if BitMEX is doing this, then use ByBit. And if ByBit starts doing it, then we'll use something else, right? No one's putting a gun to your head saying, hey, use BitMEX, right? So anyway, guys, long story short, I've never had an issue with ByBit. Everyone that I've spoken to is very, very happy with this. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check it out. I have a tutorial that I did if you guys are interested. I also have a referral link below. It does help the channel out. It doesn't cost you a thing. But if you guys had a chance to check out the market cipher indicator video that I did, he is actually offering a 20% discount to anybody that has signed up with my referral, just so you guys know that. So if you've already signed up with me on my ByBit account and you want to go join Crypto Face's trading group and thing that he has, or you want to get the indicator, he's going to give you 20% off by saying zombie special, and you just got to show him that you signed up under me, okay? So just want to let you guys know that. If you didn't check out that video, I'll also drop that above as well. Moving on. So I got kind of sidetracked here, but sometimes I rant, but I really just feel that people complain. Listen, you don't have to use these services. You could dollar cost average. You don't have to use Binance. You don't have to use ByBit. You don't have to use Bittrex. You don't have to use Coinbase. You don't have to use anything, right? You don't. We have options. But here's the thing, getting off topic. So we had Steven Mnuchin. Now, I had this video on my channel yesterday, but I didn't play it. I don't know why. I should have played it, but I didn't. I just spoke about it. But this is what Tom Lee was freaking out about a little bit. You could see, it's almost ridiculous how much this guy just glazes over the fact that, what are you talking about? The US dollar cash is not used for laundering and blah. Come on. So watch this clip real quick, guys. And then I want to talk about it because this, I think, is why a lot of people are sort of panicking about potential ban of Bitcoin or cracking down on cryptos really bad in the US. So let's play this right now super quick.
We're going to enforce these very, very strong. Whether it's a physical money service provider or an electronic, they're going to have the same regulations.
We'd have a problem if we decided every time that cash itself or any other form of currency, every time it's used for some nefarious activities, if we weren't going to use it anymore. I'm not sure that maybe it's a little easier at this point in the technology for certain illicit activities, but that can't be the reason, to say you're not going to use something. We wouldn't even use cash then, because cash is laundered all the time and used for nefarious That's all we've ever used for nefarious activities, and we certainly had plenty of them.
I don't think that's accurate at all. That cash is laundered all the time. We have the strongest AML system in the world. We just came back from FATF, where on a global basis, they've agreed to implement money laundering. I think, as you know, we use sanctions tools. So we combat bad actors in the U.S. dollar every day to protect the U.S. financial system. And what we're saying is
there's been a lot of nefarious activities historically, and it's never involved Bitcoin. So obviously, it's been pretty successfully done with cash. That's all I'm saying. Unless you think
I don't think it's been successfully done with cash. I'll push back on that. And we're going to make sure that Bitcoin doesn't become the equivalent of Swiss numbered bank accounts, which were obviously a real risk to the financial system.
Can you actually believe this guy? I get it. It's his job to defend the dollar, but how can you sit there with a straight face and be like, yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. The US dollar being used for nefarious purposes? How can you sit there and just look like that? So whatever, guys. Anyway, this is why people are freaking out. You could see, where was it? Right here. It says, I share the president's concerns about crypto. And that's where Tom Lee stepped in. And he said Washington and media coverage of crypto and Bitcoin is turning into too much of a good thing because it might push the real Donald Trump towards escalation. Need Brexit, China, trade war, Eurobanks back in headlines, Bitcoin choppy until then. So he thinks that we may have some rough, waters ahead. And, there is always that chance of a black swan event, and then all the TA goes out the window, all the fundamentals go out the window, and Bitcoin dumps because of a black swan event, right? Not saying that it would, but the interesting thing is he actually goes on to say BTFD, which stands for buy the dip, right? Crypto winter is over. So he's still super positive, but they say back on July 13th, he tweeted a screenshot of a section of the official U.S. ban of the Venezuelan petro, and he placed extra emphasis on the following section right here that says any digital coin or digital token, what was issued by, for, on behalf of the government of Venezuela on or after January 9th, 2018, are prohibited as of the effect of this order. So he's saying the president could sign an executive order banning Bitcoin just like he did for Venezuela. So that would be bad. Short term, long term, it wouldn't matter. Honestly, long term, it would not matter. Bitcoin would go back up. You bet it would. It would. If Donald Trump came out and banned Bitcoin, it would have an insane crash like when we had the China FUD. That was bad. That was pretty bad. Instantly rebounded within 2 weeks. So, yeah. But, the U.S. does have a big part in this. Now, I don't know what he means by would probably lead to a fork. What is this? Why? Why would Bitcoin fork? I don't really understand that logic. But, okay, that's what he says. But, yeah, let me know what's your opinion? Do you think that it's that bad? Is that critical? Do you think it'll get escalated to that point in the U.S. where the U.S. will feel so threatened that they'll have to ban Bitcoin? What am I gonna do? So that would not be. I'm probably gonna have to move. Honestly, gonna have to move somewhere else. So and you can understand their concerns. This article came out from CoinDesk this morning, and this guy right here, he runs a company called Gotbit, and they charge $15,000, and he'll inflate the volumes on random cryptocurrencies for a fee. He says he has about 30 token projects right now as clients. Okay, the firm programs bots to trade tokens back and forth with each other, creating the illusion of active markets so that the assets can get listed on CoinMarketCap. Its co-founder says exchanges are aware of this manipulation, but are not interested in stopping it. So while it's rare to hear manipulators talk openly about their trade, there are businesses out there like this one. So yes, this is why these guys are worried, because of things like this, because of stuff, granted, this stuff is still happening in traditional markets. Let's be real. We know it is, right? But hey, someone has to be the enemy, right? Somebody has to be the enemy of the state for today. And looks like today it's crypto or Libra or Bitcoin or whatever. But that being said, if you are new, I do want to just let you guys know there's this awesome website I stumbled upon literally just this morning, and I was going through it, and it's really cool. It's an awesome database of all of scams, right? So anytime a crypto scam ends up coming out, you can report it right here, and then they add it to a list. So they have verified domains and scams. So basically, if you go to verified domains, look, they have all the ones that people use: MetaMask, Ethereum, MyCrypto, EtherChain, Ledger Wallet, Changely, Decentraland, and these are all officially verified, right? And you can search as well. So if you're ever concerned that you might have been given a phishing link or you don't know if you should click on something, you can go to cryptoscamdb.org, type in what you're looking for, and then it'll come up. Like, I don't know, like Neo, right? Wait, what is, oh, that didn't come up? The official Neo. Of course, the one that I picked doesn't come up. All right, they gotta have Binance, right? They don't have that either? What the hell? Okay, I guess this website is really, really new. But okay. Yeah, well, they do have scams that are definite scams. So anyway, it's a new website. What do you want? But they're trying to make a good initiative. So if you have been scammed, please report a scam. And if you feel that you are being scammed, even though it does look like the list is kind of small right now, definitely check that out. Also, let's talk about some good news, guys. Bitcoin is legally protected in China. Dovey Wan tweeted this out. She said today the first property dispute case on Bitcoin finalized trial in a local Chinese court. The court confirmed that virtual property attribute of Bitcoin recognized it as virtual property with value. So congratulations. Now, this isn't the first time that China's had this recognition, but it's nice to see that this is what they're saying. Now, no, this does not mean that you can trade cryptos in China, but it is a step in the right direction. Also, on July 13th, I just figured I'd talk about some fun news. Bitcoin Suisse, I probably pronounced that wrong, conducted the highest Bitcoin trade ever publicly recorded on the summit of Breithorn, Switzerland, 4,164 meters above sea level. So what is the purpose in doing this? I don't know. You know, human beings, it's if we can, we can, right? We go to the moon. We buy Bitcoin on the top of the highest mountain peak, right? So there we go. That's that. Congratulations. Also, you're noticing more of this happening with like sports and things of that nature. Now we have Chiliz looking to be an official cryptocurrency partner of AS Roma. So the Roma-based club said they have emerged as an established global fan base. Now they have 298 million. That's crazy. That's the second Italian football club to join Socios.com, which is the blockchain-based fan engagement and rewards platform, joining the likes of Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, and West Ham United in offering fan tokens to their supporters. So it's pretty interesting to see this bridge. You know, you've seen it with esports and different things like that. And crypto really does kind of fit with that, I feel like, sort of in a way, right? So they say as the club's official cryptocurrency partner, Socios will create a closer connection between AS Roma and its fans through AS Roma fan tokens. So the more fans vote and interact with the club through the app, the more rewards they can earn, competing for once-in-a-lifetime experiences. AS Roma fan tokens will be tradable against Socio.com's native token, which is the CHZ token, the Chiliz token, right? And that fuels the platform. And actually, it's currently trading on BitMEX, KuCoin, and Binance DEX as well. So there you go. And finally, guys, one more bit of good news before we get out of here. A New Zealand political party known as the Opportunities Party is now using blockchain-based voting as the default method to elect its leaders and board members. And on that note, I want to say thank you so much to coming back to the Crypto Zombie channel, where you subscribe for a video literally every single day, Sundays included, because you guys know I'm crazy and I just put videos out every day. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Thank you for joining the Crypto Zombies Telegram chat. Absolutely free. Love to see you there. Also, thank you for using the